Hey everybody, it's Rob the Mail Guy, and I'm back at you with another video. Been a while. Took it a little bit of a delay here when it came to making a new video. Been busy, but I thought to myself, after a while, hey, I've gotten some new records actually, added to my collection, so probably is about the right time. And I feel like given that time period, I've been able to come up with some content to talk about. Like I said, I purchased some new records, add to the collection. If you're new to the channel here, I try to, talk about collection updates. Sometimes I go back, show albums that I like. Also, if you're interested, I got interviews that I did when I had my college radio show. Getting back into maybe interviewing some bands. I've done it after I had my college radio show just for the channel here. I've interviewed some friends, some artists that I've seen, as a recent. I'm hoping I have a friend. He's coming down from Canada. His band, Empty Chalice. He's going to be playing in the Bay Area in May. So I'm hoping to set up an interview there. That'd be really cool. But we'll see what happens. I definitely like to do that with the channel. If you also want to see me kind of attempt to play guitar or come up with some original riff ideas, I got that as well. And but mostly I like to talk about the records right now. And this kind of collection, I feel I got a diverse collection or new purchases to talk about, and really looking forward to showing off this one. So let's start it out. This is the Electric Hellfire Club. This is the album Burn Baby Burn. The Electric Hellfire Club, an industrial band mixing metal, punk, electronic, industrial music, formed in the 90s. Actually, one of the members was in the industrial band My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. As you see, I'm wearing my Life with the Thrill Kill Cult t-shirt. And it was Thomas Thorne, I believe. He's the founding member of the Electric Hellfire Club. Had a lot of different people playing this group. And actually, that's what I like about this album is they mention and give shout outs to all the members and people that have been involved in the Electric Hellfire Club. And I've always liked their sound. I'm a huge fan, of course, of industrial music. So for me, this is something that has that cool mixture of like metal, electronic, punk, post-punk, just all over the map with a lot of references to Satan. And as you can see, you got the church burning right there, the band here, the photo in the back, you got the pentagram, which is also cool. You got, if you open it up, you got more photos of the band. This was put out by Cleopatra Records. They did a tremendous job. And you got all these photos of the band, which is really cool. And then show you, again, you got the lyrics, got some notes, I think maybe some interviews. Is this it? Or it's the history, talking about the band when it formed and everything, which is really cool. Actually, it was my cousin's ex-boyfriend when I was little, Ryan. He liked industrial music, and he liked the Electric Hellfire Club, I kind of remember, as well as like Nine Inch Nails. Chem Lab was a band I also got into because of him being little and liking rock metal music. He was talking about this stuff, and I'd check it out, listen to it. He was also a huge fan of Typo Negative. But that's how, I remember at a young age hearing the Electric Hellfire Club, and then as I got older into more, metal, punk throughout my life, always still listen to them. But as of recent, I really liked their music, and I wanted to get this album, so purchased it. But look at that, orange vinyl. Yeah, Cleopatra Records did a great job with this release, I have to be honest. And probably my favorite song from the Electric Hellfire Club is the track Epitaph. Really cool. There was actually a live show I saw, because I believe he played drums in the band. And he had a live recording of that song, Epitaph, which I thought was amazing. Getting to hear that live and see them performing. And that drummer, Eric Peterson, I believe, he's now doing a band called Witch Whores of Satan. It's kind of a doom, satanic themed band. They played their first show in Santa Cruz. I saw some video clips. I would have liked to have gone. Santa Cruz is a little far from where I am in the Bay Area, but hopefully they play like San Jose or something. I'd love to go check him out. He's a talented drummer, and like I said, he played in the Electric Hellfire Club, and he's also mentioned on this release, which is cool. Like I said, all the members, you know, they really did an amazing job bringing this all together. This packaging, the referencing. I was reading through the notes again, the lyrics, everything about this, tremendous. So, if you're a fan of electric industrial music with satanic references, audio clips of pure evil, gotta check this out, man. This is cool. Great release. Next up, I went to Ye Old Rasputins. I actually went to the one in Pleasant Hill. I usually go to the one in Campbell because the Pleasant Hill one, in my opinion, I've had some interesting experiences, but I bit the bullet and I decided to go, was it last weekend? And still when it comes to Rasputins, Campbell's the best. Hands down. Gotta just say that. But while I was at the one in Pleasant Hill, I found, because I don't have this on vinyl, when it comes to Mercyful Fate, I'm a huge fan. I did the video for Don't Break the Oath talking about how much I love that album. And I remember I was bringing it up because it's the anniversary of it. But I did not have Melissa on vinyl, as you see, the debut full-length album from Mercyful Fate. If you were to ask me, I like Melissa, but to me, Don't Break the Oath that's my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite metal albums of all time. But Curse of the Pharaohs is a track on this album that I do enjoy. I love playing the guitar riff. Satan's Fall, that's another good song off this album. Metallica, of course, has brought a lot of attention to it because they do that Mercyful Fate medley with tracks. I think they try to do Evil and Into the Coven, which again, you can't. Mercyful Fate's the best. I'm sorry, Metallica's covers are so in my opinion, but love that. The artwork's amazing, right? Both albums, but I again, Don't Break the Oath, man. That's just slightly better in my opinion. But this is cool. This is a classic album, very influential, and this is Metal Blade reissued this, and as you see, it's like the yellow and black, kind of cool. And there's a little bit of a glare. Apologize for that. But I do enjoy this album, so glad I picked up this finally, and because they had reissued it for, again, another anniversary after so many years, or special edition, limited edition, pressings. I'm just happy I get to own it on a physical format. You know, I've had a lot of these songs, you know, iTunes over the years, but did not have this on vinyl, so I picked it up. There you go, Mercyful Fate, Melissa. King Diamond, in my opinion, I'm a huge fan of the solo work. That's actually when I first came across King and then got into Mercyful Fate. But when you listen to Mercyful Fate's early material, I mean, they're unbelievably talented. So dynamic, the music. So if you haven't heard Mercyful Fate, you got to check out Melissa. But I personally say, hey, check out Don't Break the Oath. That is a tremendous album. Okay, next one. I went to a small record store actually in Walnut Creek, California. If you are interested, if you're in the Bay Area and you want to check out record stores, it's called Up the Creek Records. They had a location that was in Walnut Creek. It was kind of on the outskirts near Tice Valley, Rossmore area. It was kind of like in this office building type area place that it was okay. I visited once before, and then they moved locations. I said, hey, I'll check it out. That was a few weeks ago. Can't remember exactly, but I said, hey, I'll check it out. It's off of Mount Diablo Boulevard. Honestly, getting downtown Walnut Creek has changed so much. It's just, it's hard for me because my grandmother, she lived there for so many years when I was young, growing up, and I had such good memories. They've remodeled the city, the facelift, I call it, right? It's like they gave it plastic surgery, and it's butt ugly. I'm sorry. It's tough, right? But went to this place, the new location for Up the Creek Records, and checked it out. Decent store if you're into going to record stores, checking out. And they had Bolt Thrower and Battle There Is No Law, and I did not have this as well in my collection. Personally, Bolt Thrower are my favorites here as I have these on CD. Fourth Crusade, I love this album. And then War Master. This album right here I've had for a long time when I was getting into metal. Just amazing release. And Yeah, this is before, because now all the earache releases seem to have the digipack, like Realm of Chaos as well. That's on digipack. Where I personally prefer the jewel cases. I don't mind digipacks, but I'm glad I have. Like I said, I've had this for a long time because I really do enjoy War Master. But in Battle There Is No Law, I also like. It's a mixture to me. It is the death metal, but also the influences of the crust punk, kind of the abysmal sounding atmospheres and the tone. And this album actually, to me, it not only you hear it influence future metal artists, but also you have like your crust, your sludge, your doom bands, and also the artwork. Actually, the artist who did the album cover for the Bolt Thrower debut release here, I've always felt that so many artists have been influenced and kind of take from this style when it comes to their artwork on future metal releases. Some albums that come to mind are like Population Reduction, this grindcore death metal band from the Bay Area. Their debut album, the artwork, it has that kind of Bolt Thrower-esque look to it, like this. And what's cool about this too, again, I guess it was a limited edition or special pressing, because let's see here. And again, I would have still bought this album if it was just black vinyl, because I do really like In Battle There Is No Law. It's got the splatter. It's pretty cool. Can't complain about it, right? Hey. I just want to get the album, though. This is just like an added extra, getting the splatter. But for me, Bolt Thrower's albums have always been solid. I don't say there's an album that I'm disappointed with in their catalog. And I know a lot of people have made the claim that Bolt Thrower is overrated or painfully, monotonous or something. I've heard people make that accusation. But honestly, for me, In Battle There Is No Law is a very influential album. It has a great sound. And then I thought Fourth Crusade especially, they went with a more of a doomy sound there that just stood out. And I'll never forget this, to kind of trail off. I actually was in San Jose and at Streetlight Records, which is not too far from the Rasputins in Campbell. But this was a while ago, maybe 9 years ago, something like that. My friend and I, we went down to the area to go check out record stores, music stores. We were actually going to go to Rasputin's, and we said, we'll check out this record store, Streetlight, which is not too far. Like I said, it's on Bascom Avenue. And I'll never forget, they actually had a vinyl copy from like the 90s, right? Like it was Fourth Crusade, and sure enough, it was $60-something, or it was crazy. And I liked the sound, but I wasn't going to pay that at the time. And then, Earache reissued, and I think you can actually get now Bolt Thrower on vinyl, Fourth Crusade, as well as the other releases. Possibly, again, like they've reissued In Battle There Is No Law. And I'm pretty sure I've seen this on vinyl, War Master, as well as Realm of Chaos, Those Once Loyal. Actually, no, this is Back on Black. Excuse me. This is the people that did this. So actually, Earache was not. I thought they were. Maybe not. This was Back in Black was the ones that put this out. So, but now you can get a lot of the Bolt Thrower catalog has been reissued and everything. Like most of it's digipack, the CDs. Like this one when I got it. This, like I said, there's a lot of the albums from their catalog. The later albums of Bolt Thrower, yeah, there's nothing that just jumps out at you, in my opinion. I feel like Mercenary is kind of where the band just kind of started to become just, kind of set in their ways, right? They had the sound, they had the feel. Those Once Loyal is not it's not a bad album. I've always felt that Bolt Thrower's catalog is consistent. The early stuff really stands out. That's probably the music I enjoy the most. But the later albums are not horrible. I've never just written Bolt Thrower off. I know a lot of people also go after them for, I guess they're what they believe in or something. Bolt Thrower never, to me, again, maybe I just don't pay attention. That's like with a lot of bands where people will go, oh, that band's political, or that band, they're racist. They'll say all these things, and you'll go, where are you hearing some of this stuff? Maybe I'm just the one that's not paying attention, or I just listen to the music, or I try not to get involved in the conflicts with, the media, journalists online or other people. So for me, Bolt Thrower, I've always enjoyed them. If you haven't heard them, and you like old school death metal, check them out. To me, they're definitely a band that has a really killer sound, mixing together death metal, but also have this doom elements. So there you go. And last one I'm going to talk about I got is the Chameleons, going in a post-punk direction here. This is Script of the Bridge, the debut full-length album by the Chameleons. And actually the guitarist, he does the artwork for their albums. Very much influence, you could tell, by like Salvador Dali. And great band here. If you have not heard of the Chameleons, you should check them out if you like post-punk, new wave music. Underrated, unbelievable, just so unique. To me, they should have gotten a lot more recognition. Great songwriting, amazing guitar work, very creative, the guitar tones, everything about this group. Really do enjoy it. And the songs on here that I love the most are Monkey Land. That's probably my favorite. I also like Paper Tigers and A Person Isn't Safe Anywhere These Days. That's a really good track. And also I do like Less Than Human. That's a good song. The one that gets noticed because I think Up the Down Escalator, that was in a movie. And I had talked about, because I have a CD of the Chameleons, I believe I might have referenced in a past video. It's called Dolly's Picture. That is, it has some of their early recordings before I believe they put out the first full length. And then it also has a live CD with it. So check it out if you haven't. That's called Dolly's Picture. It's a CD. But the first album, Script of the Bridge, is really good. And then I do like the third album that has the song Swamp Thing. So check that one. Swamp Thing is one of my favorite guitar riffs, opening guitar riffs to kind of play along to. It's a really good song. So yeah. Strange Times is the third album by the Chameleons. I believe so. I get confused sometimes. There's so many albums to talk about, but I like to share what I can. Oh, and if you are interested in manga, why not? I'll bring this up because, hey, this is what you get from this channel. I'll talk about metal, punk, industrial, new wave, and then I'll even bring up some manga. If you are into horror, you gotta read Junji Ito. This guy, one of Japan's greatest manga artists and storytellers. But this right here, Remina, I bought this in San Jose at the Kunakaniya. It's a manga store that's attached to a market. Unbelievable place. I always love going there. They got great restaurants around there too. There's a ramen place I like going to called Kahu Ramen. But this story just took me by surprise. So surrealistic. It's about a scientist that discovers this new planet and he names it after his daughter. And then all of a sudden, he starts to observe the planet getting closer to Earth. It's like traveling through the galaxy, and then the planet's right there. And it's almost like the planet's alive. And so the people start freaking out, and they blame the scientist and the scientist's daughter, thinking they're the ones that are, calling this planet to come and destroy Earth. So then the people, turn into this like psychotic cult mob, and they want to sacrifice the girl who's named after the planet and her father, the scientist. And there's this interesting kind of just, chaos going on. It's also got a little bit of the futuristic elements to it, as, you got flying cars and stuff. And the artwork, Junji Ito is just really good at this. So I'd recommend it. There's quite a few releases from Junji Ito that I also enjoy, but this one I recently picked up, and I couldn't put it down. It was really good. I mean, his artwork, look at that. One of the best. He's like, to me, in terms of manga, he's like the metal manga artist, right? The way he comes up with these dark, twisted kind of, stories, very much like, death metal, old school death metal, that kind of feeling to it, that macabre, the H.P. Lovecraft influence. You could tell that Junji Ito, I believe, very much influenced by the works of H.P. Lovecraft. A lot of death metal bands, gotta say, hey, Massacre, they pretty much, their album title is from an H.P. Lovecraft short story, From Beyond. So there you go. All right, people, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Rob, the Metal Guy. If you have any questions about the albums, leave a comment below. Or if you want to give your thoughts on some of the albums I've talked about, definitely feel free to do so. All right, everybody. See you later. Signing off.